What's going on YouTube? So we're up in the morning checking out some pre-market breakout plays. I'm gonna go ahead and start scanning. Looks like my scanner's not working right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and log off and log back in. By the way, that story, that I promised in my last video, I was at the TriMet, which is the bus out here in Oregon, and I was just sitting down, and this lady comes by and just starts talking about how God is so good, God is so great. Starts inviting everyone to her church. I'm like, and she starts getting really sort of like verbally aggressive about people going to her church, and she was talking about how she was addicted to methamphetamine, and then she found God, and everything changed. And she was coming at me pretty passive aggressively on why I should be going to church, and I was not feeling that, to be honest. I did not appreciate that one bit. But God is good, God is great. And I'm not a Christian, but I don't go around telling other people that there's no such thing as God. It's just the type of shit you hear when you're excuse my language, type of things you hear when you're at the bus often. So it's weird, my scan doesn't seem like it's running right now. Excuse me. CTRM, CVM. Okay. CVM looks like it kind of broke out already pre-market a little bit. Not broke out, but got a good 5% pop. So we'll check out CVM. Yeah, it looks like it got an additional pop now. Good 8% pop pre-market. So looks like there is not any we have CRCPF. I can't trade these stocks. So I went ahead and got rid of the volume requirement. I actually didn't load my pre-market runner watch list. So that was my mistake, because lowering the volumes, I was going to pull up a lot more stocks. There we go. So we got right away I'm checking out Riot and Mara. Specifically Riot. Okay. Pull back. Pull back to 325, 318 range. Can get that. Maybe it's worth attacking, or clear breaks over, clear break over highs. Heavy selling volume from previous day in this range. Wouldn't attack here. Would feel more comfortable attacking down in the 420s. Yeah, I mean, that's it for Riot. And then Mara. EVGN. OPTT. Check out EVGN too. Yeah, I don't really like this long-term chart for EVGN. Maybe it holds 233 into the open. All right. OPTT and EVGN are pretty much the only ones I'm looking at pre-market. There is APTX too. So yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye out on EVGN in the 234-ish range. I know I should be buying it as it's breaking its highs, but PTX, I just don't know. It's just showing pretty heavy resistance in the 248 region pre-market. Not heavy resistance, just resistance. So I'm gonna be patient with that. APTX looks like it came off its highs. Huge sell-off. No, thank you. Yeah, EVTM. Or excuse me. EVGN. We'll be watching and seeing. So APTX, we're at the open. AVTX, APTX. So it looks like EVGN's getting that resistance at 243. So I'm gonna stay away from that for a little bit. CVM looks like it's moving. Not much volume at all though on CVM. Oh, 58,000 shares. It is picking up volume, actually, my mistake. Yeah, this is probably a pretty good play for CVM. It's showing some strength at the open. Clear break over that 439 high, 440-ish high. Looks like it kind of came down and sort of 446 and sort of verified. I don't want to say verified, but almost confirmed in a way that that was its breakout level after that little pre-market sell-off. So you got some pretty set risk around 440-ish. You could keep playing it. Not too bad of a play. Would definitely be patient with that one. NSPR. So EVGN still selling off, holding around 233 though, 232-ish. So NSPR a little too expensive for my liking. 750 range, I'm not. Looks like EVGN's cracking that level now, so it could be bearish on the day. CEM, we'll see what's going on here. I'm looking at multiple screens right now, but obviously I'm focused in on CVM, which is the one that I'm streaming right now. And looks like a long wick here on the 5-minute for another perk up. Yeah, I like display CVM. I really do like it. I might even wait for a pullback, and if it pulls back into if it pulls back into the 440s, then I might consider buying. Let's see, looks like the market's doing all right. Not really a clear direction yet. Dow's up 54 points. Yeah, Mara caught my attention. CVM, 22K volume at the moment. Mara, I forgot it was lower priced, so I'm gonna stay away from that. And yeah, I'm just pretty much waiting for CVM at this point to maybe get a pullback into that resistance region from Monday. Zooming in here on the 5-day 5-minute chart, would want it to preferably bounce around 438. Looks like we got EVGN still. NSPR was gonna watch that. Oh yeah, I already said NSPR is too expensive. I keep going back over the same tickers. It's my fault. Your memory kind of slips when you're constantly, when you're kind of in an ADHD mindset when you're looking at the market. You know, you're trying to always hyper manage. Wow, 60% increase for OPTT. What a run. Didn't see that coming. It is in the $8 range, and it was too expensive though initially for me to want to go after it, so. CVM, 45K volume still. APRN. Oh wow, APRN has 2 mil volume. Let's see. Pull up APRN here. Yeah, I don't like what I'm seeing with that. I do like CVM though, but it's just kind of stalling out right now a little bit. Check out if there's a catalyst at play. Looks like they have a cancer therapy study. Needing more time. Letter to shareholders on the 25th. $2,200 shares traded. 2,300 by the every 5 minutes. Maybe in the midst of a slight pullback. Gonna go ahead and do some research on it. In my separate window here. Actually, I'll pull it up here. Beneath this chart. Head on over to statistics. 25 mil float. Okay. Short percentage of float is a little bit higher at 12.3%. So it looks like their cancer trial was extended. So yeah, they're in the midst of a phase 3 study, which was extended. Yeah, pull back into 440s, confirmation of an uptrend, and then we have pretty set risk in that scenario at the multi-day resistance level at 440. So MTBC to and I mean, it doesn't have to pull back, you know, I could keep going. I don't like chasing 3 to 4% up from where it is. So MTBC OESX kind of keeping the chart here on CVM off to the side. OESX, God, I didn't see that coming. Is there a second leg on this? Okay, OESX is pretty interesting because it held 120 and pull up OESX here. Some interesting price action going on. Look at it on its yearly chart. It held 120. You look on it on its daily chart over here. Held 120. Now it looks like it's getting that bounce from there. Looks like it won a contract, 35 million LED lighting. It's pretty significant. OESX, yeah, so OESX, FTech, APRN. Okay, OESX. Might get into attack mode on this one. It looks like 124 is that key level that it's holding. Okay, 122. Looks like it's going 121. Okay. It was holding that temporarily, but you might be able to play this off of that 120 range. Looking at the 1 minute chart. So, looking at the 1 minute chart, this is a tricky setup. I don't know how well this is gonna hold, or if it's just gonna keep selling off. Ideally, there's a clear bounce. I don't want to just say screw it and chase. I'm not really chasing. I would be playing off that resistance level still. But the volume is sort of still relatively heavy on the day. But we'll see. $120. Wow, and there it goes. It breaks. See, that's why I didn't feel comfortable chasing. Just kind of going back through my charts here. Nets. Okay. OESX. So it looks like it found its support after that sell-off around 118, 117-ish. This is a contract winner. Break over daily highs. The market is doing not that well right now. I mean, it's only up 28 points to Dow. Still early, but we'll be patient here. So OESX, maybe I want to attack. If it holds that 120 level, maybe I do want to attack. Okay, just got an alert for Zine and CVM. CVM looks like it's coming down and threatening its resistance levels from the past. OESX is coming down relatively hard. Not super hard, but it's just not really moving right now. It's just kind of hovering around 120. There's no indication of anything. So 116, 117, 116. Gonna see how CVM, well, 115. This baby's really selling off. And yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna try to predict anything with OESX. That's just gambling. With CVM, maybe it shows some support at that previous resistance level from Monday, around 437, 438. Wow, OESX with a significant sell-off. We will see here. YRIV, was looking at that. Nets. Okay. YRIV is a little too low price for my liking again. OESX, not gonna gamble on this. Hasn't shown really any footing after that initial sort of breakout, so could have been a fake. Most likely it was a fake out. It is an energy company though. Something to bear in mind. A lot of positive momentum in the energy sector. And you know, the volume's still pretty high on this. So even though this is selling off, I'm watching this because I'm gonna see how it reacts around that $1 range. If it keeps selling off, who knows where this thing could find its footing. It does have a heavier volume, 1 million, but so it has a heavy volume candlestick on its daily chart, as you can see, around just 1 million, 1.5 million shares traded. So that could be the reason why it's selling off, because it's in that range, even though there's a positive LED installation catalyst. So the selling volume could be overwhelming the catalyst. Had that initial sort of run up to 130. That could have been the end of it. Not sure what the short interest on it was. I'm guessing pretty high based off what we just saw with that price action. EVGN. So looking at CTRM, which was on my watch list, CTRM. Okay. VVPR. NSPR. So VVPR, check that out. KEG. Just got an alert. KEG. Ooh. Yeah. It's just so not very, doesn't trade much volume on a given day, so there's less reliability to that pattern. So KEG, no. But you see with these energy companies, man, MTBC, no. Okay, OESX, is it finding some footing? OESX, maybe you could go after and risk off 113, which was around the top of the candlesticks from the past. Bear in mind the market is negative 12. Dow's down 12 points. You know, this is just assuming that since it's holding around half of its highs on the day, and there's still higher relative volume in the catalyst, might inspire people to buy, and it's energy, and kind of looks like a breakout, even though there is another resistance level in the 120 range on the yearly chart. So Maybe you attack here and you get a push up into the 120s, 130s. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a toss-up. And I didn't go with it. And now it's kind of cracking those levels. I don't know, it's just there's another level of resistance there at 120. There's been pretty consistent volume traded in that region over time. Not a lot in one day, but when you look at the strength of the resistance, you kind of want to add up the volume from multiple days being traded in that region, you know. And if you were to do that, then there's significantly more volume, at least a million and a half more shares traded, excuse me, in that region on the yearly chart. So that's why I wouldn't attack around 113, 114. But hey, we got some other plays we're looking at, so no worries. And at this point, you know, I might still look at these large percent gainers, APRN, EMPR came out of nowhere, 30-cent runner, 50%, 30%, went from 15 to 30 cents in a very short amount of time. Yeah, so at this point, I might transition just to looking at breakout plays. CVM, CTRM. Oh, what do you know? CVM did get that bounce around 436-ish. Should have just focused on that. CTRM starting to go up a little bit on the day, but not really much volume. And CVM, it was the same reason, not much volume. So I'm definitely gonna study CVM's chart, because if you look, so I'll pull up CVM here on the right side. There is a clear bounce if you look at its so if you look at where it bounced, it was its highs, multi-day highs, you know, Monday's high, Tuesday's high, strong open, bounce there, higher volume traded. The higher the volume, the more reliable that resistance will become support. So yeah, I'm gonna be saving this chart for sure. It's also a breakout. I like to set up, you know. The only thing I don't like about it is how much volume it's currently getting, which is only 9K, 30K actually, 100K. Maybe higher than I expected. Nets OESX, okay. Gonna go ahead and go over to multi-breakout. APTX, SAEX, Zine. SAEX is one that I decided to ignore, but it opened near its I'm not really interested in SAEX. Zine. Wow, Zine had a pretty good rip. Pretty nice breakout at 660. 675. Higher price though. So yeah, CVM is a pretty good play. ACHN. MGI. APTX. MGI, too choppy. APTX, yeah, we've already been through that. CVM, CTRM. Should have been paying more attention to CTRM around the open. Yeah. So CTRM for sure, keeping an eye out on. Maybe we can get a bounce at 550. I mean, I was right about it when it opened around 560. It had a pretty nice perk. Little 15%. But wouldn't feel comfortable chasing, showing resistance. its previous support build around 630 from the prior day. So I'm gonna wait to a sell off here, 540, 550 range, and then maybe attack. VVPR was when I was looking at. MGI. So VVPR, AYTU. I'm gonna avoid VVPR. I'm just looking at it kind of off to the left here. I know it's blocked off, but if it's not even worth looking at, then don't really want to show it in my video, you know. I mean, some I will for educational purposes, but I mean, like I said, with CTRM, this is kind of the only thing I'm really looking at right now to maybe play if it comes down to 550 range again, and then starts to show some sort of confirmation of it moving upwards. The Dow is picking up a little bit. Nah, not really. It's only up 13 points. Nasdaq's up 50 points. So ACHN, MGI. Siri was picking up on that. ACHN, no. MGI, no. Back to CTRM. And as boring as this is, you know, I am a long, so good plays only come about, they don't come about super often, you know. I mean, at least as often as short opportunities do. Shorting's much easier. There's more opportunity. But obviously shorting's riskier. Well, I would actually argue that shorting has less risk because it's more calculated. If you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing and you're shorting into, you know, low float pre-market runners, then you're getting into sketchy territory there. But in general, shorting is, if you know to short into strength, pretty good odds, you know. Definitely better odds than long because you're just, especially if you're shorting HTBs, hard to borrows. Majority of the time you can see when they're hitting their long-term resistance levels and choose to short in that region for optimal risk reward. Easier said than done, but moral of the story is it's a lot easier than going long. I can't believe I was just so dismissive of SAEX, but it had this pop. Yeah, so CTRM we'll be looking at. Pretty boring morning, not a whole lot going on. Please comment your thoughts if you tuned in to the stream. Your thoughts on my style, your style, if you made any plays. Again, my rationale for CTRM was just like, hey, you know, this thing was a former runner. It's a fresh chart. Showed prior resistance at this level before its run up. And then sold off. Kind of had a light bounce in this region already. So who knows if it comes down back down to this region, and it opens, then longs might feel more comfortable attacking it around 560, and they were, and they did. Emotional buyers came in the morning, and there was a 10 to 15% increase. So the volume is drying up though on it. It's only at a 500 volume on its 5-minute chart, 14k volume. So yeah, it's only traded around 30k shares so far, so that is a red flag. But just because it's liquid doesn't mean it's completely unplayable. And my scanner is for some reason not working again, so I'm gonna go ahead and log off and log back on. AMRS, MGI, APTX, Waiting for CTRM to maybe bounce. ACHN, CVRS. I'm gonna go ahead and mark these. MGI. We'll pull up CTRM on the left here. Show you guys MGI. Yeah, nope. AMRS, CVRS, Ocul. No for AMRS. Yeah. No for Ocul, CVRS. No for AMRS. I already checked out Zine. Yeah, we're just waiting on CTRM. Maybe it'll get a bounce in this region. That's the only thing I see potential in at the moment. Okay, got a pretty quick sell-off. Now I'm starting to get interested. Ooh. Some buying pressure in that region. 562. And now it just keeps going up. I missed my chance. It had a quick sell-off. Okay, here we go. Maybe attack into some weakness here. You know, I don't want this sudden decrease down like this. I want it to sort of have a clean bounce at that support level. I don't want to catch a falling knife here and do a sell-off. You know, and it did go back up, but it's like, is that really good? A good trade, in my opinion. If it's going down like that, probably not. It's just sort of hovering in between. No. I'm gonna pull up CTRM. If you guys can kind of see what I'm looking at here. Was just checking out CVM off to the left. Pretty illiquid. So it looks like it showed a higher low. So CTRM, CVM, AQB, Very, 80 AP. Very, PES, MBRV. AQB, SAEX. $260 hold, but no. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what's going on. CVM, MTBC. Market is plus 30. Dow that is. Set an alert for CVM. It comes back down to threaten that multi-day resistance at 440. Might be something we can attack. CVM. Oh yeah, and I was gonna check out MTBC as well. But this is just not very liquid. So I'm gonna remove MTBC from my watch list. Okay, now CTRM might be getting interesting here. Wow. Yeah, I was looking at CTRM until I realized that the spread was 25 cents and people are selling at $6. People are asking at $5.75. So I was looking at it, but now I'm realizing it's pretty comical that I am. So SAEX, LXRX. CTRM. PPDF, MBRV. But the main reason why I like CVM, because there's not a lot going on here. The market's kind of slowing down. Maybe it picks up. But I like CVM because I like the buy here around 440 because there's a multi-day resistance at that level. There was a resistance late Wednesday. There was resistance Monday. You can kind of draw that out. And if you could get a fill in this region, because there was higher volume on these days, and I kind of had that sell-off, chances are I might find support at that, and it did. It's just frustrating. Did not capitalize. So I got my alert set. If it comes back down 430, 440, keep an eye out on that. That one's a clear breakout too on its all-time chart. So the longer the time frame, the more reliable. I'm gonna head over back to the biggest runners. PBTS, not crazy liquid. SNES. Riot. Riot. you know, just like Mama said, safety is first. I know that sounds corny, but there is this ascending uptrend beginning after the sell-off. That begun after the sell-off from its prior day, but there's no, I mean, you're basically gambling that that's going to continue, even though there's heavy volume, selling volume around, wow, 4 to 5 million in this specific range. Now it could keep going, but to me, I don't feel comfortable making a play like that because it's not setup that I would prefer to see, you know. But we're gonna go back to CVM because it's the only thing I like right now. In fact, I'm just gonna set my alert for around 4:45 for that one. Gonna go back to the multi-breakout scan I have. Any, checking that out, PPDF. Look at that, CVM. Yeah, nah. No for any. PPDF. Nope. Yeah, but honestly, like, I can't get over how 435 to selling here for 4 to 5% gain, 450. It would have been a great play, in my opinion. Although it's only like a 5% gain. It's more so the pattern that I like, that I've been noticing. It's like when these stocks come down to threaten their multi-day resistance levels, and they're really maybe have a weak open, or they open at those resistance levels, there's pretty solid risk reward that you can usually expect. And we saw it here play out. We're seeing it play out. I mean, it's still grinding up a little bit when it got that bounce in that 435 multi-day resistance there. And that was a resistance from its previous day and from Monday as well. So there is validity to this pattern. I've been tracking it. So yeah, I mean, you don't have to believe me that the pattern works, but it does. I'm sorry. I've been looking at the market a lot, and this is I'm not being arrogant. I'm just LMFA, kind of commenting on my observations. Like, this is one overarching theme I'm noticing, is these multi-day resistance, high volume resistance levels. There's bounces at them early in the morning. can show some other charts that after this too that show that. LMFA, no. TEUM, PIRS. PIRS. All right, we got an alert on TROV. Okay. But then again, it's just fading on the day, not very liquid, so not worth it. FTech. I do like Zion too. If it weren't expensive, I would probably try to play it. This is a good setup though. I mean, 640-ish. Held. CVM. Ooh, stretching out. Yeah. I'm not seeing much to work with right now. Might just pop in some music, 'cause there's nothing going on. Might as well play some music for my viewers too, if there's any. I know I'm just getting started, so I don't expect many people to tune in, but All right, so there's really nothing going on right now that I like. CVM, like I said, the bounce, we're looking for that. I'm not gonna buy it mid-range. Wow, KEG just OPRA, CVM. The Dow's picking up 82 points. KEG waiting for the pullback to the 440 resistance, multi-day resistance. Potentially could get a bounce there. It's probably not going to sell off that quickly. CVM, not a whole lot of movement going on. Yeah, I mean, I'm just watching KEG, seeing, okay, maybe I could get that pullback pretty quickly to 440-ish. But, yeah. Kind of upset I missed this breakout. I mean, this was something that I was looking at, potentially putting on my watch list. It had a strong open. I just forgot to even look at it. I mean, no, I was looking at it, but, I don't know why I didn't attack it. Yeah, it looks like there, other than this, there's nothing going on. Go ahead and going through my Passcads now. Just trying to get something going. Let me just pull up here what I'm seeing with OESX. Got that bounce at 110. I don't know what it is, guys. I call stuff out like early in the stream and then I just stop watching it. I just get too focused on a lot of other things. But I'm gonna go ahead and copy these charts into my Google Docs because they're good setups. OESX as well. Dow's up 71 points. Check out some alerts that I have set and so KEG, I had an alert for when it was above 447, which was triggered around 7 a.m. For some reason, I just ignored it. I don't know why I ignored it. It was a big mistake. Big mistake. I'm gonna have to go back through the stream myself and see. I mean, I think I ignored it because of the choppiness. Because on its past days, it was not very liquid. But the pattern prevailed. You know, ease of entry is important, but the pattern is also very important. And this was a decent multi-day breakout right here. So yeah, I was on watch for this, but so OESX, KEG, CVM. And you guys can see why I like OESX. Man, I just called these things out earlier in the stream, and I don't know why I didn't attack them. You know, with OESX, I remember saying, yeah, it's holding 110. That's its breakout level, so it could keep going. I remember thinking that at least. It was holding about half its highs. I'm pretty sure I said that. Holding half its highs. Half of its spike. It's a bullish signal. And indeed, it did indeed happen. KEG is getting that sell off. We got 30 more minutes for me of trading, and then I'm probably gonna call it, just because SRNE, just because I gotta study a little bit. Ew, no. No. Would not mess with SRNE. But 3-day 5-minute chart for a second. Or 5-day 5-minute. Yeah, no. OESX just looks like it keeps ripping. Just check out the Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't have the guts to play a stock when it's up 40% with a smaller account. PIRS alert. Multi-day resistance after sell-off. Next level of resistance. 346. It's right at its next level of resistance. Maybe it'll show a bounce here. Yeah. Don't really like that play. OESX though, man, that was a good play. Missed out on it. Zkin, CYX, Ruby. Yeah. No. 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 I know you can only see part of my scan, but that's just because I don't want to show my screen off to the left. I just want to show the main chart off to the right here. Going back to OESX. When you look at the yearly chart, you look at where it bounced after its pullback, 110. It bounced right around its resistance level. Really not much of a surprise. And yeah, I mean, then from there it just grinded up. Had a couple pullbacks, but I don't even want to say grinded. It just went up on heavier buying volume. And pretty much a mistake now playing it. CVM picking up some momentum, breaking its high of the day. PS. It's crazy how I didn't even trade today. I traded so scared. Sometimes I just have to know when to really pull the trigger, you know, and ramp up my aggression. Today was an interesting day. CVM just keeps getting some momentum too. 96k buying volume now. Wow. I'm gonna call it in 20 minutes because I have school, but CVM, I was looking for a fill down in the higher 430s, 435-ish, 437. Wasn't quick enough. Nasdaq's up 88 points. VIX is at 13. Not much change in volatility. Check out VIX. VIX over this year is definitely on the lower end. Maybe the volatility will pick up. LMFA, CLSN. Okay. So CLSN, not noticing anything. Yeah, so I'm probably going to be tempted to trade here in these last 15 minutes. Because I haven't made any plays today. I've identified a few but haven't capitalized. I'm pretty upset. I'm always upset with myself in hindsight, but you know, studying and going over the patterns are the only things that are going to help me build that conviction in my plays, that feeling that it's really going to work, you know, with obviously with going back to the ticker, I forgot it. OESX, play of the day, of course. And that was just, you saw the hold, you know, around 110. This was pretty, you saw the higher relative volume, you saw the hold. That's when you got to attack, you know, and it held its long-term resistance pre-market. And going to some of my patterns that I've been tracking, so the first one actually is one of the one I caught on average 15 times over the past the price movement that I caught that creates the most intense buying pressure and run-ups was when the stocks hold their long-term resistance pre-market. You can see it right here, holds long-term resistance pre-market. It did I've caught this 15 times over the past 2 months probably, but it's there. The relative volume is there. I saw it and I didn't play it. Kind of like PULM yesterday when pull up a bit better chart. Kind of like PULM when it was holding its 130 resistance. It held 180 too. Held 210. So it held its long-term wick at 210 right here, which shorts risk off of. Shorts risk off the top of the candle, top of the wick as well. But 210 here, and then it went up another 40%. You know, it's, the writing was on the wall with both these PULM and it's unfortunate, you know, that I didn't capitalize. I called them out, but I'm still learning, you know. This is my first, not my first year. I mean, taking this seriously, it's only been a couple months. So being able to consistently interact with the market and actually studying it, it's taken me a couple months. And being able to play these setups is going to take even longer. I'm at the stage of my development where I can identify high probability setups, but I still just have a really hard time actually playing them. And yeah, I mean, OESX, PULM, two plays that were pretty predictable if you know your stuff as a trader. And yeah, I know I said I'd probably hop off around 9, but I'm gonna go ahead and call it for today. Thanks for tuning in, for whoever did. I'm really excited to keep this thing going, even though I'm not making these plays. I'm learning, I'm talking out my thoughts. Hope other people are learning with me too. Reach out to me on Discord, Ethan Space Hancock. But yeah, that was it for today. Nothing crazy volatile. The market wasn't going ballistic like it was 2 days ago. It was only up 80 points. At least at the moment, it could pick up later in the day. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'll be back at it tonight to build a watch list. So have a great day.